Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also the Brink, and we are one community. We are one whatever. Enjoying games, enjoying the hardware, enjoying the life of whatever we like to do, I guess. I don't know. New intro to try out, I guess. So, welcome to this week's stream. I am excited to announce that I got an ROG Ally. Now, that being said, who knows? Maybe I'll return it in my window because I can use it for a little bit, and then with Best Buy, I have at least I used to. I had a pretty high membership in the sense of I've spent a lot of money over the years there. And they allow for a lot more leniency and like return time. I think it's like 30 days I have to return something. And so, yeah. Starfield today? Starfield doesn't come out today, does it? Or does it? Starfield's tomorrow. Oh, for some of you, might be not tomorrow, but the 1st. Okay, so I am going to let you guys. We're going to watch a video while we wait for more peeps to come on in. Early access starts on the 1st, unless they changed it. Unless they changed it, I can preload it. Yeah. Unless I'm going crazy. It says coming 6, but I pre-ordered the... I'll have to see. I'm not playing it, no. I'll play the ROG Ally, though. We'll have some fun with that. So let's... Mike Z finally broke down and picked up the ROG Ally. Well, awesome. I like it so far myself. That Cat Smith for you. Wolf. Caleb. Ian Humblebee, Mike Z, welcome. So, early access is the 1st of September. Let's see. Access Starfield. Now you got me all kind of you got me confused. Let's see here. It's okay. Depending on your region, Starfield's early access will be available on Thursday, August 31st, or Friday, September 4th. What? Okay. I've always read September 1st, and I have the special edition, which, I don't know, my Steam account's not saying the 1st. It's saying September 6th, so I'm not going to be very happy and potentially ask for a refund. Pre-order guide. Let's see here. Okay, so... Oh, what? I am going crazy. Interesting. Okay, so, yeah. Rachy, let's look at this real quick. You guys, let's see here. Rearrange things. And bring it on over here. So, if you noticed here, I am sometimes I don't understand when companies do this and when they don't. Apparently, I was not paying attention enough. I just read into things. So, thank you guys for letting me know. I'm probably not going to be playing it till Friday. We'll see, though. I have a recording session tomorrow and a podcast to prepare for Avalanche reviews. Jared from there is going to be an awesome one. And then I'm going to be recording a podcast with Mikkel for his podcast as oftentimes when you do podcasts, yes, you do. If they have a podcast, you go on their podcast. So I'm doing that tomorrow too. And then also, I just have not had a break in a long time. And so, I don't know. But I do want to stream it. Just expect me to be streaming Starfield a lot in the next few days. So if you don't follow me yet on twitch.tv/th3brink, join the journey of Starfield. I get it if you don't want it to be ruined, but I am going to be having fun there. And I'll announce it more on the Games Revealed stuff because this is actually a really big deal for me. And I've decided to give away a Starfield key whoever who earns the most amount of points during the watching of my Starfield. So on Twitch, I'm gonna set up a special point system, and whoever spends it first, like I don't know, it's a special emoji or something like that that costs so many points. I think you earn points by like chatting and watching. Then I will give away a key. Like whoever gets to it first gets the key first. And then I think on the Games Revealed side, I will be giving away a Starfield key there too. So I'll be doing 2 Starfield giveaways. I love Starfield, so it's not like it was a difficult thing for me. Caleb has to wait until September 1st. Where are you? Europe then? Or UK potentially? It's interesting. I mean, I get it. Okay. So yeah, I'm West Coast. I will be able to be doing it 6. Perfect. I'll be done recording with Mikkel and 6 p.m. Caleb. Yeah. Cheers, bait. Don't mind me. I have a Coke Zero. I was getting a little thirsty. Cat Smith, for you, it looks like you are going to be able to do it tomorrow evening too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get that all prepared for the contest if it's gonna start tomorrow potentially. Wow, I'm gonna be streaming a lot. Trying to get ready for that. I'm streaming a lot because it's gonna be a game I'm gonna stream while I play. I've pretty much conceded to it, when I'm playing games, I'm streaming essentially. That Cat Smith, for you, I never really heard of it before. Starfield. Okay, so this is going to potentially demonetize or share monetization with Imagine Dragons, but we're going to watch this while I get a camera prepared. So we're going to watch this. What the hell? Hold up. I must have something like running. Okay. And then I'm going to get my headphones on. Well, looks like we'll be doing a launch party tomorrow night then. For Starfield. Yeah. I'll be configuring that all. But like I said, whoever has the most watch time while watching Starfield, or I'll figure something. I'm going to figure something out with Twitch. Will be getting Starfield for free, so you can kind of watch right here, kind of see what Starfield is. It's my most excited. It's the game I was most excited for the year, or for the past 2 years. Technically, Dead Space remake was also one, and so was Resident Evil 4 remake, and those already came out, and I had a blast. Okay. So yeah, just a note, we're going to watch this while I set up my camera, and then we'll get into the ROG Ally and what I'm liking about it, and so I can showcase it.
Some days when I'm dreaming, I think of how far I have come. All my lives led to this, and now I see what I've become. I always had doubted that I could ever be someone that mattered, that shattered all these glass ceilings up above. All that I want is to see all the things that I could be. Destiny's calling me. We're children of the sky, flying up so high. Let me be that one to find the brightest sun. Children of the sky, guided by the light. Let me reach new heights, stars amongst the night. Children of the sky.
They're sounding more like gospel band these days.
Sometimes it's hard just to believe. I've wanted to save us from ourselves. Just wanted to raise up to save us from ourselves. All that I want is to see all the things that we could be. Destiny's calling me. We're children of the sky, flying up so high. Let me be that one to find the brighter sun. Children of the sky, guided by the light. Let me reach new heights, stars amongst the night. When we look back, what will we see? We were a part of everything. Up in the heavens, down to the seas. We were a part of everything. When we look back, what will we see? We were a part of everything. Up in the heavens, down to the seas. We are part of everything. We're children of the sky. Flying up so high. Children of the sky. Take me to new heights. We're children of the.
Hey, Loris. Yes, it is. Children of the Sky is a book. How much do you want to bet? Like, I'm really curious to see how many references this game is going to have to Skyrim and all the other Bethesda games. Bethesda tends to do that, which is really cool. September 6th, unless they do early access and all these other weird things that just confuse everyone. Okay, cool. Imagine Dragons, man. I know that they're not liked by a lot of people, as many people these days. I don't mind them. I think they do some pretty cool game songs, but man, that was a gospel song if I've heard one. Okay, guys, I did not mean to ignore you for this time. Wolf, I have 60 points to spend. I know 60,000. I know, Wolf. We're gonna have to figure something out for you. Maybe we'll just give you it so we give other people a chance to buy to get the game. That's what I'm trying to make it fair from like tomorrow on. They are doing early access, yes, and it's tomorrow, Loris. And by the way, welcome. It's been I don't think we've seen you in a couple weeks, have we? Caleb, I want to see some Fallout New Vegas Easter eggs. Oh, I do too. The Fallout New Vegas had some pretty good Easter eggs too. Okay, let's see here. El Gato. It's going to be so weird. It's going to be so awkward. Give me 1 second. It's just barely going to potentially make it. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is my new keyboard. You see this? It's actually a pretty nice keyboard. I really like it. It's a Habit. I think they still have it on sale for $30 on Amazon. My camera is probably going to be a little wacky with its, because the cord. But it's like $30, $40. It's a mechanical keyboard. I think it's Reds, and it's one of the more compact ones, and it's got the numpad right here, which is kind of not used to it, but I like my numpad. I do a lot of digit stuff with work sometimes, and so I love it. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good little thing. I'm waiting for, remember how we talked about it a few weeks ago? What was it? It was the Nintendo SNES or NES. It was the Nintendo NES, I believe. Keyboard. I pre-ordered it, but it's not going to come for another month. Yes, I do too. I'm not an old school color scheme kind of guy, But I like the color scheme, the color choices on this. And I want what's in your hands, bro. Okay, so yeah, let's get into so I have to get up at like 5 tomorrow for my interview, 5 a.m. That is, because Jared, who I'm going to be interviewing, who you don't want to miss out on that podcast. It's going to be a very awesome podcast. He's a big horror reviewer. He does a lot of reviews. His newest video is Alan Wake. He does a lot of stuff. We're going to jive, I think, really well. I've talked to him on Twitter. He's awesome. You're not going to want to miss that podcast. It's going to be a great one, but I have to wake up early tomorrow, and so I don't want to. And then plus now I have to get more prepared for the Starfield stuff I was going to prepare for tomorrow. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing this for probably about, I know I always say it, but like an hour. Okay, so let's get down to business here. I like this. What I really like about the ROG Ally is that it is, let's not is that it actually is more seamless than was led on to be by me a little bit. I will say it's not as good of an experience as Steam Deck in the sense of the Steam OS, but it is pretty good. Mike Z, did I use the bloaty nosy? I don't know what that is, but I don't think I did, because I don't think I know what it is. That customer for you. I like numpad myself mainly for alt codes and stuff like. Yeah. I like using the num. Like this has special stuff to almost make up for it. It's nice. We'll see how I survive when I get the NES one. It might be a display keyboard though. Lumkey. This is a USB-C. I know that the USB... So this will not work with traditional eGPUs from my understanding. They gutted it, and this is one of the things that kind of pissed me off about Asus is that I believe they gutted the USB-C because they have their own proprietary system with this. I think an Oculink style hookup. I don't think it's an Oculink, but I think it's the same type of interface. Debloat script. Oh, Mike Z. I did not use the debloat script. I have not had a lot of issues per se with Windows. I'd have to... Okay, to be fair, I'd have to check it out. Loris Bloats is a Windows debloating program. No, I've never used one of those. Nicholas, it's okay. Starfield's not for everyone. I'm a huge space nerd, and you think with how big of a space nerd I would have played more of No Man's Sky, but it just. The launch of that kind of put a bitter taste in my mouth for it, and I just haven't been able to go back into it very hard. Wolf, I know I missed a lot of people's comments. Yes. If Wolf, if you guys have questions or anything, please at James Reveals so he can have a better chance of seeing your comments. Yes, if you have a direct questions for me, please at me. Brink, you missed Brain Dropping's comment. Brain Dropping, after stumbling across your channel, you've become one of my favorite channels out there. Awesome. Hey, that is so awesome. I love to hear that. I try really hard, and it has been honestly a harder past couple. It's been a harder past couple of months because views, and I've been pivoting slightly and doing a bunch of other stuff. But the beginning of the year was just like a kind of a funk for me. But I'm back, baby. When it comes to it, though, I'm always curious to see what you guys like about the channel and what I could do more of. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So with this device, I really like it. The Asus, it's like with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is almost a perfect device. This is almost a perfect device in a lot of ways. It is. And what I'm going to be experimenting is I'm going to be putting SteamOS onto this thing. I mean, doing a lot of different things on this. Gondorian Slayer, I'm following 970 channels. I'm probably following a couple hundred myself. I know it's hard once you get to a certain point. Lomkey, it does have USB. It's just not 4.0. Yeah, did I say I know it has, well, that's what this is right here. So just USB-C right here, but it's not the 4.0, or if it is, it's artificially capped. And then it's got, because the AP, weirdly enough, if you could find a connect, I don't know. It depends on the motherboard, but they could put USB 4 on here. And this is their proprietary eGPU link up, which is honestly very smart, and I like their system. But they did hurt some of the usability of this by only making it allowed for that system. Starlight. I have not. Okay, so the USB. So my SD cards for my Steam Deck are not going to work in this. I am going to be using a fresh new one that is lower. So if it dies, I don't care. I have not gone through and tested the SD card out yet. I am a little worried. I know that they put in a software update to better handle heat right here. So it's going to be using more AI to make sure that you'll hear the fans go off more, but it's supposed to prevent heat from right here, because this is the most likely problem has been heat causing SD card to overheat and gets ruined. Cameras have a similar thing. This is one of the first things I saw. People could say otherwise, but for me, no matter what, if this is getting too hot, it will destroy that SD card. That's just like a fact when it comes to SD cards. This is a good device, actually. Getting Windows Cell set up and everything. Once I got it all set up and I've reset, and I go into the Armory. Armory works pretty well. It's a little janky at times. I think they're using similar platform as mine. I believe it just feels like it is. It has a game library, so anytime you install anything onto Steam OS, it will, or not Steam OS, Steam or Epic Games and stuff like that, it pops up here, so it's just nice like that. It will save profiles too. So when you go into it, it can save the profile depending on how you're playing it and everything. It has the settings where you can change operating mode, game visuals, lighting, content. It has game platforms that you can look to see if they're installed or not, and install them. Xbox Cloud Gaming is obviously Xbox and Xbox Cloud Gaming are two big ones that, like, this is probably what I should do in my review when I do my review of this finally, is that people admit this sometimes, but having Xbox Cloud and the Xbox subscription is a big deal, and having it accessible on this is a big deal. Like, that is a major big deal, and a good fighting chance of this versus the Steam Deck. Not saying that this is better than the Steam Deck. I still prefer my Steam Deck, and I have a lot of games on my Steam Deck. I just all around, I really do like the Steam Deck. But I'm excited, and I think I could be convinced otherwise, even to be using this over my Steam Deck. But we'll see. We'll see. The battery life is honestly atrocious if you want to get the best performance out of your games. I get that, though. I get that. It's not very fair, and it is fair. It's a hard thing to review. Raichi, I can't wait to make my Trade Federation Lucre Hulk Blockade New Atlantis, and it will be totally legal. Starfield will be awesome. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm excited for all the different things you can do. Gondorian Slayer, is it comfortable? At least, yes, it is. It is, but that's one of the things that's more comfortable. I don't like my controllers resting right here, my sticks. I like them to rest a little bit more in. This just kind of tweaks my thumb in such a way that I've been doing controllers for so long. My even though I do mouse and keyboard more, my joints are a little stiff when I do like an Xbox style. That's so in when compared to like an X. Well, maybe no. See, with a traditional controller, I can do it like this, and my thumbs don't get as tweaked. When I do it with this, it's up a little bit. You can see. It's up. It's not in. It's up. And I know it's really nitpicky, but with the way my thumbs work, I get a little picky. The Steam Deck just feels great. I love the Steam Deck's controller layout more. These are a little mushy. These give a little bit more, and I thought I would hate it, but I actually like how much it give these. Like, they're not very tight joysticks. And I actually have come to like it as I've played more games. Yeah, so I will have to say the best part where this destroys, and the Steam Deck I think has good speakers, personally, for what it is and the price, this has the best speakers I have ever heard on a handheld device. These speakers are just ridiculous. I they vibrate almost, and not in a bad way, not like a ting, or you know how like a bad bass will vibrate in a bad way off of other stuff that you have. This does not do that. It's pretty good. Personally, I do think the ROG Ally is definitely worth it. Loris likes his Ally, which is awesome. I do too. Brain dropping. How does Last of Us perform on the Ally? I have it here downloaded. I'll show you in a second. That is one of the ones that I feel like performs better than on the deck quite a bit. I will also have to say, and I did ask you earlier, brain dropping. You mentioned you really like my channel. I'm just curious, like, what was your content that you like? I always try to do those surveys, and I always feel like I get mixed things because I do have like content that's guides and all that. Those are some of my least favorites to do now, as content, like the guides change and I get really tired. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. I like fresh stuff, depending on what the topic slash task is. And I've had to remake multiple videos multiple times, and I'm just kind of, it got me burnt out. Okay, let's play some games on this. You're not going to get the idea of, oh, and yeah, like I said, the armory is actually pretty good. You can open it up on the side right here. It just opens up. It's really quick. It's much faster than the Ioneo's menu system on my Ioneo Air. This is legit an awesome part of this. It's fast. In fact, it might be in game. I can't remember, but when it's out of game, it might be faster than the Steam OS side quick access menu. I mean, it's pretty legit. Let's be fair. If we, you can see I'm in Steam. Let's get out of Steam. Picture mode. I believe you can make scripts too to launch the Steam game mode right when the device launches. It does take a little bit for it to restart. Ooh, it looks like I have an update. Should I update it? No, let's not. I was going to show you like how fast it updates to get into Armory, but here you go. Here's Armory. I've never had applications work like this on a device so seamlessly. I haven't run into issues yet with Armory, but it's still pretty early on. I've only had it for a few days now, and I haven't had a lot of time. Last of Us Part 1 is right here. Let's do the recommended mode. It's going to launch it up. I'm going to keep it plugged in, and then I'll show you guys a battery piece to it. The reason why is because when it's plugged in, let's say this is like TV mode or docked mode, this thing's awesome. This is where the Switch and the ROG Ally have more in common than the Steam Deck. Steam Deck's game mode doesn't really change the performance, right? It's technically, unless you're throttling yourself. With this, if you want to do maxed performance, you're going to destroy your battery. Like, you're going to be able to play Last of Us for probably like 20, 30 minutes potentially if you have it maxed out. If you have it balanced mode of 15 watts, then it's very similar to the Steam Deck with a probably 10% to 20% increase in performance. Okay, let's get into some stuff while this is loading up. Cetanic, good morning or good evening. Welcome. Let's see. Lumkey, use what you like. Even we Steam Deck Linux fans here. Yeah, no, it's I'm a very picky and not picky person. Path of least resistance when it comes to certain things. That's why I do Windows so much, is that it's just easier for me to get my work done. I like Linux. I like screwing around in Linux. And I'll have my times where I'll just sit there and work in Linux. In the past, I've been trying to get more and more done, and I do a lot of game development. I do more and more game development as I've, and it's just easier on Windows. True Blue Match Dude, I feel like this is better for fighting games, to be honest. It probably is. I'm going to be getting Street Fighter 6 soon and try it on that. that Catsmith, for you, I personally prefer the joystick layout of PlayStation Steam Deck over the Xbox layout. I love my PS5 controller. This is probably my controller. Hopefully I'm not hitting any buttons over there. Okay. I like my PS5 controller. This is my favorite controller right here. By far. And I used to not like the thumbsticks right here as much for first persons, but I've liked it more and more. I really like this controller. It's probably my favorite. With the Xbox, for some reason, I just got so used to doing shooters with this one. I like this one a little bit more for shooters, but I'm getting more and more accustomed to this one for shooters. Okay, let's see here. Rachie, what I love in those handhelds is the 16 by 9 and 16 by 10 screen ratios, 7 inches. Yeah, screen is a terrific experience. You only get 5 inches screen experience. Yeah, agreed. Wolf, I want to know how it compares to the One X Player Harman Kart. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that any other portable device is going to beat these speakers. I've been blown away by the Atmos, it's the Dolby Atmos speakers on these. I love it. Speaker system. Oh yeah, right there. Lomke, does it software emulation for the speaker like the Dolby Atmos comes with Windows? There's some games sound mess up. Oh, I did not know that. I haven't heard any games mess up yet. I'm curious how it compares with the One X Player's speakers too. It's just way too much crap to buy, but we'll see. Maybe one day. Wolf, if you have a question or comment, yes, please at me. There is an option in Steam to launch as startup. Yeah, I kind of figured there was. I don't think I've ever configured it that way, and because the way Armory works, I probably wouldn't, because then you have access to everything. With the Steam Deck, the downside of the Steam Deck is that if you want to play all your free Epic games, you're going to have to get that all set up. With this, you just Windows installs everything. I don't know. It's really simple. I think, and I'm going to get a lot of hate when I do my review, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from the Steam Deck community. I still prefer my Steam Deck because I do think what kind of games I play on the go are more conducive to these Twitch. But if most of my gaming on this device, this ROG Ally would be hands down the device I'd be getting. Rachie, you literally have a 1070 Ti in your hands. Do you have RSR from AMD? RSR, I think I have the AMD RSR turned on. Yeah. Oh yeah, Satanic. Happy Starfield Eve. I love that. Winking. Return the Ally and get the Lenovo Legion Go. I plan on I plan on getting the Go no matter what, as long as I have the money when it gets announced. Or I'm going to. I doubt they'll give me one. But you never know. I still have a review to drop for the GPD WinMax 2. Yeah, no, I do plan on getting honestly, the Legion Go is the one that's most interesting to me right now. I've been wanting to try out this chipset. I had the money to invest into it. As long as I can get all my stuff on this done, well, if I swap out the operating system or screw something up too much there, then it's a different story. Or if I open it, which I still have to determine if I'm going to keep this or not, because if I do want to put I don't think I'm going to open it if I'm going to keep it. I'm trying to determine if I return this and just get the Legion Go, but it's hard. It's a hard decision because at the same time, this is a mainstream device in the sense of I think the Legion, like those three are going to be like Steam Deck, Legion, and this one are going to be the top three for the next year. I do think the Aya Neo has some, like the Kun has some leeway. I think there's a lot of leeway for a lot of these devices. I just little worried about like these Asus, as much as people don't like it or do, they have a better return policy. They have a better policy. Working through Best Buy, much better experience than doing something with Aya Neo if something goes wrong. Just hands down. And I do think I'm going to do a roundup review one of these days, video, or maybe a podcast, where we're going to sit down and just talk about the pluses and minuses, true pluses and minuses of these devices and companies. Because not only when you're investing in one of these devices, you're investing in that company to support you and how they treat you. That's important. Does some of the Asus and Lenovo have the best experiences with that? Not as good as Valve, but they're going to be better than the Eye and Neo. The Eye and Neo is just not going to get it to you nearly as quickly. If you have an issue with one of these, you can usually run into a Best Buy and swap it out. At least for me, I've never had issues with Best Buy and doing that type of stuff. So I just might have, my experience might be because of the Best Buys near me. Gondorian Slayer always have key to have comfortable controllers. Yes, agreed. Wolf, we are also going to be doing a giveaway, a Starfield key on Twitch stream, so be on the lookout for that. Yes, I will be giving away Starfield. I might even give away some Starfield paraphernalia. I do plan on getting some of that, so we'll see. I'm trying not to make it too complicated for me. That's why I have a hard time with giveaways. Giveaways need to be easy for me. Skylar, are you going to be getting the lower end ROG as well? No. I think that was a bad decision on their part. I say that because while it's probably going to have much better battery life on average, potentially, but this can be throttled down. For $100 more, you can get just a better device. If you play very simple games, then just get the Steam Deck. It's the price of the ROG, like the lower end ROG Ally and the Steam Deck is just get a start. Just get a Steam Deck is my recommendation. The only reason you get an ROG Ally is to have the extra performance, and also dealing with the Windows, you don't have as many compatibility issues with like Fortnite if that's what you want to play. Gondorian Slayer, I'm convinced Lenovo is confident with price point. What do you think they're going to be? I think it's going to be around 800. Have they announced it yet? And am I missing something? I'm always like, I'm early on some things and late on others. Nicholas, I barely have even touched the Steam Deck since getting the Ally. The Ally boots up quickly and everything just works with Steam Big Picture mode. It's like a Steam Deck, but better performance. It is, but I have noticed that with that better performance, the battery life goes down much quicker for me. Winking, yes, still love the Ally with Dolby speakers, though. The speakers are amazing. This Friday, hopefully, the Legion Go will be officially announced. Yeah, I'm hoping so, too. Gondorian Slayer, Asus chose wisely with Best Buy in case issues with Eye and Neo. It's a hit or miss. It 100% is. I've always kind of mentioned with those types of devices, as much as I like to try them, and GBD WinMax 2, I do miss it after selling it, and I wouldn't mind, like, I'm hoping that they meld the perfect one for me in the future. Maybe I'll pick it up again. I really did like that device. I just think it's just so much easier for support to have something that has a global distribution system. And Asus and Lenovo, they beat Valve by a lot when it comes to their distribution system. They, like, from my understanding, ROG Ally is in Australia. I don't even think Steam Deck's in Australia yet. So, Brandon, got to save up for it now. Do we need to get you a little swear jar? Anytime that anyone swears in chat, we put a $1 in for you. That would be an amazing thing to do. Rachie, you don't need a 2 7-inch handhelds. Rachie, I don't. But if I'm doing videos and stuff on this, I'm fine investing in it and doing it. This is fun for me. And at the end of the day, when I don't use this or use one of these other devices, I can let one of my other family members use it. Or there's it's endless right now. Albeit, I should be saving some of this money, but it's kind of a reinvestment. Now that I have a job again, I'm able to reinvest back into the channel. Lumkey, funny part with like 10 handheld running Windows, Microsoft still sitting on your hand to make a gamepad UI. I know. Well, okay, so yeah, the Windows UI for this does suck, but you know what? Armory's there, and Armory just works. Look at this. Just look at it. Look at that. The game is running. I can load it up. I've never had this be so seamless on a device like this. I've been blown away. INEOs are clunky. Sometimes it doesn't even load. I've had I can't remember what it's called on the INEOs, but they crash. I like the INEOs. The designs on the INEOs are the best. If you want like the best designed handheld, you're not going to get much better than the INEOs unless you go with the special edition 1X Player 2. Loris, I'm same as you. Big picture on Ally is as good as, if not better than the Steam Deck. I wouldn't say it's better. There's a couple of weird caveats with it, but it's very close, and they designed it that way. Brink, which handheld is doing simulators the best? From my understanding, Steam Deck does a pretty good job of balancing things with emulators, but there's just so many emulators that work with Windows so well. It depends. It depends. It really depends. I don't know which one. Maybe chat could help us with that one, Chad. Mikkel, I see you got the Ally. Yes, I did. And I will see you tomorrow, Mikkel, or whatever time it will be. Yeah, I'm just mentioning, Mikkel, how much I like everything. Glad to see you, man. Raichi, FSR 3.0 frame generation will be awesome for the 120 frames on the ROG. Yes, so I agree. So I'm in the middle of writing up a video for the AMD FSR 3.0. FSR 3 is I don't get the community. I really feel like they forget all the time about FSR. Because they're always talking about like the Deck HD and all these other like screens, or the screen's going to have this much resolution. The Deck can't even play it like at that level. It's FSR. It's upscaling. It's upscaling. I don't get why people don't understand upscaling. Upscaling works great. If I have let's say this was a 1440 screen, so a 2K screen. This right now is a 1080. But it was a 1440 screen and an upscale to that, so I run my games at a lower resolution, but it upscales to it. It looks great. Like Doom Eternal on a TV off my Steam Deck looks amazing. And so people really don't understand that. So it's crazy that people I've been spouting this for over a year. FSR is an amazing feature that is almost free. FSR 3 will not be helping the Steam Deck a whole lot. From my understanding, it will help it, but we'll have to see when it comes out. It's going to be helping 60 frames or higher. So if you're trying to reach that 120, it's going to help you with performance. So if you're getting, let's say, 65 and you want to have a really good refresh rate for your game, FSR 3 is going to help that. Is what FSR 3 is all about, is getting the higher refresh rates for your games while still maintaining decent fidelity. Gundorian Slayer, cuss away. I try not to cuss on this one as much, but if you want to hear me cuss, it's Twitch. But damn it. You know it. Damn it. Chad, simply put, which one is better for Total War, actually? Probably Steam Deck. You're probably going to want those trackpads. I hate to break it to you, man. I know you like the way this looks. Either wait for the Legion that will have a mouse over here, a mouse trackpad, or the INEO Kun, or get the Steam Deck. Those are your options if you want for Total War, in my opinion. Gundorian Slayer, cuss words start with shit. Hisham, if Legion Go launches in big box stores, it's going to be a game changer. It's taking the best aspects of everything and rolling into one. I agree, but the ROG Ally looks better than the Legion by quite a bit, personally. Like, I hate to break it to people. I don't even like white that much, and this is a good-looking device. The Legion's just not. It's not doing it for me visually. For what it packs, though, and what its capabilities are, awesome. And I don't need it to look amazing. And I love an 8.8-inch screen. And we can get into size jokes once again. I am a size king when it comes to screens. And I want my handheld to have an 8-inch screen. So Armory is badass on my PC. Yeah, Armory is pretty good. I'm really liking Armory. Mikkel, good to be here, man. Yeah, I'm glad to have you, man. Talk to them, Brink. I am talking to them. Gondorian Slayer, R.I.P. and tear. Rip and tear. Tell it is done. Oh man, I need to play some Doom Eternal. I need to play the newer expansions that they had for that. Good stuff. Raichi, 900p upscale to 1080p is better than nothing. You get 20% more performance. It is. No, that's what people don't understand. You're gonna save your battery life. And it's going to look about the same. When you're talking about screens like this, you're not going to notice a huge difference unless you're on Dead Space. And I guess I could show you that. That's one of the games I've been having a little bit issues with getting like a decent frame rate on. But I think Mikkel's had some pretty good successes with a lot of his games on his device. Lomki, I still think the Legion looks heavy. It does look heavy. But I think it's about the same. Isn't it the same weight? It's also going to have a very small battery for how big the screen is. I'm really curious to see how they're going to get everything to work out with that. Crazy. So we finally have an ally, I see. Yes. I was about to skip it, and then I think people talked me into it. Raichi, Xbox should give their wireless technology for those handhelds. Yes, I agree with that. Loris, yeah, there's a script out there to add 900p to the Ally so you can upscale it, and it is awesome. Oh, there you go. An ally. My allies so far, I'm stuck on the play to Gotham Knights. Oh, there you go. I like the Legion. It just looks like a little bit too bulky for me. Hell, show them The Last of Us, Brink. Okay. I know. Okay, let's see. This is another. So let's turn on real-time monitoring. Let's also turn the brightness up all the way just so that we can hopefully... So right now, it's getting 51 FPS. This isn't even turned up that high. Let's turn it up higher. I'm going to take these off. So you can see the battery's at 100%. I'm going to show it off a little bit from a technical side. I'm going to take it off. It's going to be put into performance mode. You'll see that FPS is dropping quite a bit. You see that drop down to 23, 24. I can walk around. It's fine. Like, honestly, it's more smooth than on the Steam Deck. But, yeah, when I unplug it, that's how much... if I go into turbo, though, you're going to see that FPS drop back or go back up to 50, which is ridiculous. They must have fixed the... this is obviously one section. Let's see here. Oh, come on. I do promise to be getting a better... you can see it kind of. A better camera one of these days for overhead. You can see I'm walking around, but you're going to start to say it's eating the battery for lunch. You're going to see things much differently in a second. I think I have it set on medium. Let's see. So we have it at 56. Let's go check to see what my options are. Graphics. Okay. Oh, I have it on auto. That's right. Its rendered resolution is pretty low. I'm just letting it do its thing. I forgot. I did not mess with this. But you can see that VRAM usage is a little over. And so that's going to hurt us in some bigger areas. And this is ultimately a big downside to Last of Us. They've always had major issues. Let's set it to high. And just let's see how high. Yes. Just apply. We're just going to apply this for now. It's going to drop down to 30. But it looks really good. It's going to have some stutters and stuff with textures because it's not designed. It looks like the screen looks amazing. And once we get FSR 3, that might even be able to bump up our performance. So it's running at high right now, albeit jumping around a little bit. It's not something I would play it at. Like, this isn't something I would just play it. I'd obviously probably play it at... Look, it's 98%. Yeah, you can't see it. I don't know why it's blurring so much now. It's blurring, though. But it's 98% already. And as we get more intense, like if you once you forget it and get going into it, it drops much quicker than that. It's just getting, once it gets heated up and warmed up per se, you'll see it really. 44 watts is being consumed right now, so you could drop to 97. Like I said, this is not going to last for a very long time, but it looks really good. Honestly, with the size of the screen and how everything's set up, you can configure this to look almost as good on my main computer. That's a 3090 with a small screen, is what I'm saying. Like, it can get pretty close. Let's go back to graphics. Let's pump this thing down to low. Actually, I think very low is technically invented for the Steam Deck, unfortunately. Okay, we got it very low. It looks like cardboard. I mean, it still doesn't look bad. It's just very blurry. And we're getting up to 50 again. You're not going to see, like, once again, unless we, like, restarted it, I don't think we're going to see better. Let's see. I think auto is just kind of the sweet spot for now. We'll see it. So you can see textures are going to pop in a little bit better, but they're still... very high frame rate. And with this type of game, it is good to have the action sequences handled better. Yeah. I'll play a little bit more and get back into chat. Ooh. I used a mouse and keyboard for this game when I played it through it. This makes me want to play this game again. Let's see. There we go. It still does have the little bit of those skips, and those usually come if I do some FPS locking. If I do some like VSync stuff like that, you'll get rid of some of those hiccups. I think let's see, I'm going to insta-die. So I'm playing this on the hardest difficulty right now. So I'm going to insta-die. So I'm at 93%. You can't see it very well, like I said. Yeah, kind of blurs. 93% is already what it's at if I'm playing. Oh, but it was getting, well, right now it's the loading screen. I was like, it's 82. Everything's very reasonable. But, yeah. Now, Last of Us plays awesome on this thing, much better than the Steam Deck by like leaps and bounds. This would probably be even better if it had more RAM to issue. Now, if we go to Dead Space, and while that's loading up, and that was unplugged, obviously. Let's keep it unplugged, and I'll show you as we play around. Did you guys at me with anything? Let's see. Aristo, especially a refurbed Steam Deck price is really good, but if I had the money, I'd probably have the two myself. Okay. I totally get it. My dream device right now is the Ioneo Kun. Just because it feels like it has everything. But the Legion does look really cool, and I like the idea of the mouse that they're coming out with. Let's see here. I'm having to step back because Hisham, definitely, I hate the detachable Joy-Cons. I get it. It's not for everyone. I like them because if they break, you can replace them. If you want bigger Joy-Cons or controllers, you can replace them if there's a good market. So if it becomes popular enough, people will replace, and if they give out the, kind of do what Nintendo did and allow third party, I think it's an amazing concept. Mikkel, the Legion going to be massive, but I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for it too. Bigger the better, man. It's just like I'm not gonna run with some of those references. Had to refresh my Wi-Fi stall. Okay, no problem, Gondorian. Brink, are you planning on playing Starfield on the Ally via Game Pass? No, I will be. I do have Game Pass. I will not be playing Starfield on the Game Pass. I bought the collector's edition, so I'm going to be playing it tomorrow. And I do need to. I'll preload it on the Steam Deck. I'll preload it on the Ally, and I'll preload it on my main PC. And we'll have a launch party tomorrow. It was going to be Friday, but I didn't realize. And then we're going to be. I have to double check to make sure I don't have something planned tomorrow. But so if Mikkel doesn't hold me too long, we'll start pretty much when the embargo, or not the embargo, but whatever lifts, and we can start playing. Probably expect some issues there, but yeah, we'll give it a try. So what we'll do first during the party is that we'll kind of get into the game, maybe create my character, and then we're going to try out all 3 devices. This will be on the Brink channel on Twitch, though, so make sure to subscribe over there or follow, whatever it is. As I try not to play as many games on this. In fact, I've almost gone away from streaming on this YouTube channel because it can hurt the numbers depending on how you do everything. That's why Review Tech USA, he only does he has a whole channel for streaming on YouTube, and I just find that streaming on YouTube is just not very beneficial right now, but I don't know. I'm up in the air on everything. So we're just going to let this set here. I'm going to let it set here and the battery's draining right now. It's down to 86. The game auto loads. The Dead Space game is already loaded in. It's just on it says main menu, but when you hit continue, it just loads in. It's one of those auto load up when it first loads the game. Let's see. Yeah, so the Legion Go is 854. Okay. Don't go to sleep on me. That's another thing. This will go to sleep more. And I feel like putting it to sleep drains the battery more when doing it like this. Albeit, that is pretty quick. It doesn't load back into the game, some games for me. So right there, it did that time. It didn't load it into the game that time. Sometimes it has. It depends on the type of game. Steam Deck has a better experience all around. It feels like a console, and I figured that was going to be the thing. And unfortunately for ROG Ally, Windows just is not as optimized for this type of behavior. Ally is good, but just price to performance not as good as the Steam Deck, and Windows. Yeah, I like Windows, and I actually don't think it's a huge deterrent. The performance you saw is pretty good on this thing. The battery life is where it dies, and once you get into Armory, it's not too bad, but yes, you still have to deal with certain things with Windows. SteamOS, if you want a console-like experience, SteamOS is not going to be beat. Oh, also, I am sick, so hopefully it's not contagious through the camera. That's another thing that I have to be a little worried about for tomorrow, is that I'm tired. I don't think it's COVID, but who knows? I was up until 1 o'clock watching Oppenheimer last night. I went to the movies, actually, to the IMAX. Pretty good movie. Gondorian Slayer 50. That's good. Better than most PCs that all can run in MMOs. Yes. Honestly, hook this up to a hub, play it on your TV. If you get the one eGPU hookup, this thing is going to replay. A 4090 hookup of this potentially would beat my 3090 right there. Albeit it's a mobile 4090, so I don't know. Okay. I'm running through. I'm doing a speed run of comments real quick. Crazy. Even though I paid $700, the Ally say the price is a little bit too much, especially with the situation they have right now with the Ally, the whole micro SD card not performing correctly. But I think it's just heat, unfortunately. You could probably, this is one of those times where I'd actually recommend getting a cooler. Maybe if you get a clip-on cooler for right here, that might help prevent the heat, but this is right here. I can feel it right here. This alone feels really hot. That's going to destroy your SD cards. I can't believe they didn't test that well enough. Like, legitimately, you might be able to get a better heat shield. I'd have to open this up, and I haven't determined if I'm going to keep it longer or not to install maybe a potentially better heat shield. It's just like I've mentioned earlier, this cameras, a bunch of other devices, they will die with too much heat. It's just how SD cards work. Some could be more resilient. So maybe if you get an SD card that's designed for cameras, long-term video, there are some SD cards that are designed for video recording. I think they are more heat tolerant. You might do better with those. Crazy. If you do some fan curve to it, then it will work. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised on that. Loris, is that a cat? Or, yeah, right. Loris, we never know. Cat, I think he was asking if it's Cat or Chad. But I think Brandon is also your name too. Necrosphere, are you missing the trackpads yet? Nope. I have my Steam Deck. I've only played certain games that I would never use the trackpad on. The trackpad is much better for Windows, but I'm not messing around with Windows. Armory makes it so that I don't have to too much. I do not like the keyboard on this as much as I do on the Steam Deck. But Armory is pretty good. I'll be very honest. I don't think it's a bad device. I think they're both great devices. And I don't think people are going to be making a bad decision by getting this as long as they know the caveats. Crazy. Remember how now that you have your Ally, man, always keep your fan high by doing it manual or else you might fry that micro SD card driver. Yep. Yep. Crazy. Likely mine almost did, but then now it's working perfectly fine on my 1 terabyte. Yeah. No, it's 100%. I'm going to be watching that. Got to go. Oh my gosh, I missed something. I think someone had to head out, and I just go very high with the textures. We'll see. I love Diablo 4 on the Ally. Ooh, that would be pretty nice. I've been playing the Division 2. It's been fun. Can't wait for the new battery technology. More spacing for cooling. Yes, 100% Raichi. Butterscotch pudding. Can't wait for Starfield. Hopefully it's great. Hard take. I think it's going to be amazing. I bet you people are going to be rating it like 8 out of 10s, but it's probably going to be a 9.5 out of 10 in my heart. Because it's space. It's going to have story. I heard it's more like Mass Effect than it is No Man's Sky. So just take that into account. More like Mass Effect than No Man's Sky. Which Mass Effect? We'll see. And that's partially because the way they handle worlds and all that, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think Starfield would be very good if it was procedurally generated. Some of it could be, I don't know, but I don't think that much of it is. You guys can more than welcome to correct me. Question: do you think on the Legion that the magnets are going to wear out after a while that connect the controllers to the device? I think they will, but who knows? Magnets don't technically wear out. Depending on what type of magnet it is. Are they magnets? I don't know if I even noticed that they were magnets. If they're magnets, no, they're not magnets, are they? That seems weird. Magnets don't wear down. Especially if they're artificial, they do have a lifespan, if I'm not mistaken. If they're earth, I'm trying to remember how I read into magnets a while ago, but yeah, my magnet knowledge is a little lacking these days. Cat Smith for you. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one. Great to hear about the baby, Chad and Cat. True Blue Longitude, have you had any headaches? Headaches can be early signs of COVID. I have a COVID test. I could always take it to COVID test, but don't think it's COVID. We'll see. I had COVID not too long ago. I kind of have a little bit of a headache, but my kids were screaming for like a hour straight when I was making dinner. So I think it was a kid-induced headache. Rachie, I can't wait for Z1 mini PC boxes. Seriously, AMD, where is my Series X powerful APU? Oh, I know, right? I need it. Hey, Deck Cyborg, welcome, welcome, welcome. Games revealed that SD card replacement was a bad place to put it in. Although it may be good, keeps us from playing the handheld too long. Now that's bad. You're like, it's like Speed or some other like movie or whatever. Like you can't stop driving, or you have to stop driving, or you'll die. I don't know. Maybe it's the opposite analogy, but yeah, it's like, okay, I have 30 minutes I can play this game, or my game will fry, and that seems like a bad idea. The trackpad of the deck is great because the touchscreen on it sucks. That's true. It's true. I do agree with that. By the way, hit that like button, y'all. Oh, yes, Loris. Thank you. If you have not done so, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar, as we are going to have plenty of fun experiences the rest of this year, including giveaways that are Starfield related. Okay. I think it's a cold. My son had it. I think we got it from some other family, and it just seemed like it was a cold. Sounds like a noise headache. Yeah. The Necrosphere bell bashed. You have not bashed that bell yet. What do you think the outcome, like how you said not too long ago about the micro SD card driver? Like, what do you think a person could do to get around to fix that? It's heat. So just make sure that you run that fan all the way up, and it sounds like that fixes it for most people. The placement right here is really bad. A better placement would have been potentially down here or maybe off to the side. I know that probably would have been kind of a wonky for them to do. They probably did it right here because it was easy for the I/O. But it's bad placement. Crazy. There's self like a DIY, do it yourself. I'm thinking that situation is like open up and device type of thing. Okay. Okay, let's do. So here's Dead Space. We're running at 56 PC. I turn around and it says the FPS is 60, but then it lags pretty good. So it has, and the shaders are built out. I've noticed it have some hiccups on this game. So right now it says it's got 60, but I can noticeably, like, I can tell it hiccuping. So I don't know what's going up there. I think my graphics setting is set to like ultra performance on FSR2 mode, and with the ultra performance, you can, like, when I look at stuff, it does not look great. It looks, to be fair, looks better than if you run the original game, but the original game is going to be, much more performant. If we go in and play around with some settings, we might be able to fix that. FSR scaling right here also will make it so that it will render lower. Ultra performance will probably, balance is about where I like to be. And then we'll keep it at medium graphics. And you're going to see it drop down to around 30 to 40. But if you walk around, I think it could be maybe it's doing some weird shader stuff again. I don't know. I did allow it to build, but you can also see we're at 63%. And I wasn't even playing the game or anything. Like I said, if we're playing Last of Us, as maxed out as we can be, and turbo boosted, you're going to be getting like 30, 40 minutes of gameplay. Which for some, that's fine. I'm not going to save that. See, it does a little hiccups, which I'm not a big fan of, and makes me think there's something wrong with the driver, or maybe one of the tech that I have turned on is not liking it. It could be a myriad of different things. Interesting. See, let's turn off monitoring. Maybe That would be funny. It's running a little bit better, but yeah, it's still not perfect. Yeah, see? It's really frustrating. Steam Deck does this a little too, but not as bad, I feel like. You can run this at a higher resolution, though, and it does look better on the ROG Ally. It has that hiccup that I'm going to have to go and various amounts of different things can do that. And it is feeling pretty warm on the sides. Where the Steam Deck, I don't feel like it gets as hot on the controllers as quickly. The back, though, pretty hot. The screen, very, very hot. In fact, if I sat there and played it for too long, I'd be a little bit afraid of the screen like overheating. I bet you it's got to be some weird driver thing. I do need to update drivers on my Windows device. There's other things like the ROG Ally drivers themselves are up to date, but there's just certain things that potentially maybe if I updated the device would fix this problem. Once it's fixed, Dead Space is killer on this. If it's looking like I kind of have it set up, awesome. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to update and restart. Okay. And I'm going to read some more stuff. We can play some more if we want, whatever. I am getting a little bit closer to having to end this, though. Crazy. There's for the Starfield giveaway. Be on the lookout on Twitch. Exactly. Gondorian Slayer, they may release a new version of the SD card being as a different spot. They've done that before, I think. Yeah. I could see, they're going to have to change the manufacturing of this. And honestly, if they're going to do a new version of this, I would change this and also add on the USB 4, enable it on the motherboard. But beyond that, yeah. The update could help with it. Who knows? Maybe I need to double check to make sure AMD drivers were updated properly. Rachie, I really hope FSR3 will look better. FSR3 is all about increasing your frame rate, and it only does it really well if it's 60 frames or higher on that you're getting on the device. So the concept is hey, my game's getting around 50, it could potentially boost it up to like 100, which is a big deal if you have a high refresh rate monitor. When it comes to Steam Deck, apparently the lower the frames, the less likely it's going to fix things for you or like improve the performance. I've heard that this Steam Deck's going to be getting a little bit of a boost of performance from it, and I've heard others that said not. So we'll see. Deck Cyborg, speaking of chopping, my Steam Deck seems to be fine now. Switched back to a stable channel. It was previously in the main beta channel. Try out the 3.5 features. It will be getting really hot and choppy. Yeah, you got to be very careful in those channels. If you feel like that you're in those channels and something's off, it's most likely you just need to jump out of there and go back to the main one or to a beta one or something like that. True Blue Magic Dude, I played through the game on Steam Deck. One of the rooms was basically unplayable. Yeah. On the Steam Deck? Really? Which room was it? I've played Dead Space. I haven't played through the whole game on the Steam Deck, but I've played a bunch of areas on the Steam Deck. Deck Cyborg, anyone who wants to change your deck channel to main beta better be careful. Yeah. Just be aware. It's startup screen's pretty cool. Or maybe that was going to sleep screen. I don't know. There we go. Or not go to sleep, restarting. Gondorian Slayer, definitely a driver issue. Makes me wonder how this game at these same settings would run on Legion. Supposed to be similar to the Ally. Yeah, it'd be hardware-wise, expect, unless like there's magic going on in the ROG Ally, expect it to be about the same on the Legion. Lum Key, Steam Deck depends on the game. If the game depends more on CPU than GPU, then FSR3 won't do as much. Yeah. Okay, I see that, Lum Key.
Wolf, you're not going on Twitch right after since you have an early interview. Yes. So my podcast interview, I will not be going on to Twitch tonight. I will be announcing, though, I need to double check with everything, a launch party tomorrow for Starfield, though, on Twitch. I'll be announcing on Games Revealed in the Discord. So just keep an eye out for all that you'll be able to be a part of it. The more that you're part of it, the more likely you're going to win the Starfield key. We'll see how that goes, though. I'm going to have a key to give out, though, no matter what. So it's not going to be like the day one giveaway. It's going to be probably within the first few days to the first week. I'll do the giveaway. Probably by the time it comes out on the 6th. BIOS upgrading process, do not turn off. Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's upgrading BIOS. Yeah. Guaranteed, this is going to fix some of it, I think. Meaning, I don't think some of the upgrades went through. Yeah, I had to restart the device to update them. True Blue Magic did. I don't remember. I want to say it was one of the louder rooms, but it was basically at 5 FPS. I basically had to sprint to another room. Ooh, that does suck. Okay, Wolf, sounds good. Ooh, and also we are going to be doing our, if you're a horror fan and like Halloween, we're going to be doing our watch-a-thon party. We're going to have to launch that list, Wolf. We need to get that. I need to sit down and vote on that list, and we need to get that list out. I'll be doing some giveaways for that too. Horror-based games, obviously, most likely will be some of the giveaways with the watch party. We're not going to watch it together. It's meant to be a list of like, hey, we're going to have a fun little bingo thing of you go watch these movies, and we'll have 3 different levels, and we'll potentially have giveaways for people that hit certain levels. So it'll just be fun. It's a fun way for me to go and watch some movies I've not seen. Loam Key, fix or make things worse? Well, we're going to find out. Even though I do need to get off here in the next little bit. Do you guys have anything else to say? Yeah. I don't use the back buttons as much, but I do wish it had the 2 like the Steam Deck does and more of the Pro controllers do. I think it gets really hot, but I do think that's because I'm playing it in like performance mode or not performance, but boost mode. And I feel like boost mode is best for docked mode. Its performance is quite a bit better than Steam Deck's if you're playing it maxed out. It's ridiculous. But Steam Deck's great for a lot of people, so teach their own. I think Asus hope they learn their mistakes and not rush it out the door. Yeah. Well, I could see Asus and a bunch of these companies releasing devices almost every year. And I say that because they'll probably, I guarantee we're going to get to a point where these become yearly models just like their laptops. Or maybe every other year. Depends. Sometimes it just depends on how popular they get. I can see these becoming, maybe 2 year. Maybe 2 year models is more appropriate. Or like with Asus, I think they're going to learn a lot from this one. Maybe if there's a new AMD chip, which I think there's going to be a new one next year. Maybe they'll release a new one next year with the new chip. I could see it. Like that's how they do laptops. I couldn't imagine Asus and some of these companies not doing it that way. Lomkey, depend if people got money, keep spending each year. Well, I mean, people keep on spending money on laptops. As these become more of a commodity, meaning more and more options, more and more people are playing them on the go. They're pretty hot right now. We'll see. Steam Deck really makes it simple for a lot of people, so we'll see. I'm here for it too. Honestly, I want to see the innovations. I want to see different things. I do think it's going to hurt One X Player. I think One X Player is going to be the one that's probably going to bow out or maybe be bought up by a competition. Neo, it overextends itself. It could also hurt it a lot. I think GBD is probably going to be the one that stays in the longest per se because they just have the most unique and they do have a loyal fan base. But beyond that, I think some of these, like the Neos and the One X players, are going to have issues in the future selling their devices. I think they do have some loyalty, but I just don't know if you're going to be able to grow off of loyalty. Chad, you don't think early is a bit much? Yearly is a bit much? I mean, to be fair, laptops are come out yearly. They almost come out with a new model every year or whatever. Like when something changes, they'll come out with a new one. So with Asus and with Lenovo, it will probably be based on chips. So whenever a new chip comes out, they'll release a new one. Next to Gondorian Slayer, next step is Linux handhelds. Yes, honestly, we're going to see more of those too, I think, as especially SteamOS releases and all this other stuff. Satanic, I love the Steam Deck, but I'd rather spend a little bit more and get a laptop instead of a handheld. Yes. So, that's a good point. I have my MacBook on the go. I have my deck for playing games on the go because I like it more on the go. It's just more comfortable. I want to be as comfortable as possible when I'm traveling. And then for serious games, I have my PC right here. I have the perfect setup. I have a laptop, pretty much gave it to my son because I don't use it anymore. I do think if you don't have a computer, though, I really agree with you on that. If you don't have a computer, I'd get one of these chipsets instead of a laptop. And it's the reason I say that is you're just going to have a better... I think everyone should have a computer in their lives, even if it's just to do office stuff or something like that. True Blue Blackjack Dude, do you think the Steam Deck can handle Starfield? I think it's going to try. Prediction time. I think it's going to load up Starfield okay. I think it will play Starfield okay, potentially in the beginning. And then I think as you get to a world that's massive, I think it's not going to be playable. And the reason I say that is maybe Bethesda's being smart and being very reserved, but they have said it's on the last of their... Like, they want it to potentially get to Steam Deck, performance and all that, but it's not up there on their list. It's, like, at the bottom. With it ROG Ally, I bet you it plays fine on the ROG Ally. Steam Deck, probably not, which is going to be... It's going to hurt it so much. It's going to be such a big trial for the Steam Deck Reddit page. And the thing is, as we get further along, the Steam Deck community is getting a little bit more toxic. They're turning into Switch a little bit. Like, you go onto the Reddit, you go into a lot of places. I get a lot of hate just by talking about the Ally sometimes. It's kind of crazy. I just like all these devices. Once again, Steam Deck's probably going to be my go-to is it plays Persona 5 amazingly, and I still have 40 hours left in that game. Lomkey, you think Epic will jump in the ring with their own handheld? I really do think they could partner. I don't think Epic's going to come out with their own handheld, but I could see them partnering with some companies. What company do you think Epic has the best relationship hardware-wise with? Maybe they could partner with Microsoft. I don't think their partnership's very good. I think they have a better partnership with... maybe it's fine. I'm not very good at this partnership thing with Epic Games. They'll probably partner with someone to make it so it's streamlined to be like that Epic Games almost handheld. I could see that. Because... they're going to get jealous, and just like they did Epic Games Store, all the other stuff, they're going to switch on over and make sure their stuff's easily consumable on a handheld. Lomkey, you think, okay, let's see here. Deck Cyborg, Valve needs to buy Ioneo. Lol. Kun will become Deck 2. I can dream. I mean, the Kun will be like a Deck 2 that's really expensive. It's going to be double the price, probably even of this. It's going to be in the thousands. Like, it's probably going to be between $1,100. It's going to be, okay, let's be fair. It's going to be between $1,000 and $1,400. I don't think it's going to be more than $1,400. Case in point, the GBD WinMax 2 was like $1,100. So I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to be around the same price as that. Satanic, I don't really play while in transit. I'd carry my Steam Deck in a laptop case anyways, and only really play in a hotel. I will play, depends on where I'm at and what I will play. I also have my phone. I can scroll Reddit. I can do all the fun stuff. If I'm really into something, though, I've played, like, while I've waited for getting my haircut, played my Steam Deck for, like, 20 minutes waiting for that. It was worth it. I don't play games on my laptop or my phone. If I have my Steam Deck, I will play it. But when I'm at my parents' house and I'm trying to get through a game really quickly and I just want to, like, hang out in the corner somewhere, then I will play on my Steam Deck there. Quite like it. Loki is both. I see on Reddit, Ally users are bringing hate over to the Steam Deck places of Reddit. It is both. It's toxic fandoms, but man, people just don't want to choose the wrong. It's the tribal mentality. I really hate the tribal mentality. Sometimes I like both. People don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't think anyone's making the wrong decision per se between the two. I think they both have their pluses and minuses, and I've always said that. I will have to say, some things I was wrong about with assumption-wise for the ROG Ally, and other things I was right about. Aripa, like Microsoft and Logitech cloud thing. Yes. Potentially, yeah. Potentially. I think even this has some type of Xbox cloud gaming. Like I think you can get like 3 months for free, especially if you don't have ever had it or something like that. I don't know. Okay. There's the armory. Loads in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is using an Electron or something similar. Okay, let's load into. Let's see if that fix and everything fixed Dead Space. Chad, Kat, thank you for stopping by, and baby, have a good night. If you're still here. Time Machine Dreams, new Lenovo looking good. I don't think it looks overly like exciting. I think all this, everything it can do and all the stuff it brings is looking pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Wolf, I agree. I hope Kat's doing well. She's been working a lot. She deserves a break. Gondorian Slayer, I could see Epic partnering with someone like Microsoft. I could too, but I think Microsoft also has been getting a little bit better or cozier with Steam also, so we'll see. Rachie, a new NVIDIA Shield is needed. I could see Epic Games maybe partnering with NVIDIA on something potentially. That would seem pretty opposites. So, yeah, Epic Games with NVIDIA with what hardware piece really works well with NVIDIA? They could do their own, but most likely they would probably partner with someone. Even though NVIDIA has been pissing off a lot of people. I don't know. I can't think. Alienware? No. I mean, Alienware could. It wouldn't be. It'd be an interesting partnership. But yeah, NVIDIA Shield is needed. I've really liked the Shields in the past. I actually have an NVIDIA Shield tablet. I don't think I ever did. I ever own the like flip top controller? I don't think so. Brink hangs out on the corner. Wait, what? Wolf? I hang out on the corner? I'm confused now, Wolf. Okay. Satanic, I do play. Oh, I see what you're talking about with my in-laws, or my families. I do play at my in-laws, but I usually I'm there with while the in-laws play on their phones and ignore my kids. That's hilarious. And then complain about kids being on the phones all day, right? Deck Cyborg, I hope you and your whole family have a nice evening. To me or to like Chad and Kat? I'm hoping to Chad and Kat. But my family's going to have a good evening too. Nicholas, Steam Deck community has become very toxic. There's very little Ally content because Steam Deck fanboys hate it. Their Reddit has always hated me for some reason. Like they've always, it's what it feels like. I've tried releasing multiple things. They'll let other people do press and do all that stuff, and And then I tried to do mine, and I even mentioned that I was the owner of Games Revealed and all that. Maybe I needed to contact them. I'm not very good at Reddit, to be fair. I'm kind of new to this whole thing. But they didn't, they flagged my thing. Let's see. 45. It's feeling a little bit more smooth. It still does have those hiccups. Ooh. Ooh. I think I pressed something wrong. Ooh. Oh, if you hit the back button. Okay, so I was accidentally tapping the back button. That's what was causing that issue. It is smoother. It still has a little bit of hiccups. I think that's fixable, though. Let's now unplug it onto battery. We're just going to run back and forth. You can still see the hiccups. There is definitely something that can be resolved there. It doesn't seem right. Ooh, should we do silent operating mode? Oh, it does not like silent. 15 is going to get about 20. It's getting 30. Okay. Very playable. And I feel like if you do have it at performance, when you hit those really hard areas, you can then do the over, The sound is so good, though, on this device. I'm appalled in a good way. The Ouya portable. No, Raichi, no. I know where you're going with that. That's hilarious. Ripa, NVIDIA works with Nintendo on Switch, though. They do. Doesn't mean they can't have multiple partnerships. And it's not like Epic Games would be... like, AMD has multiple partnerships with multiple companies. Heck, AMD could partner with Epic Games. It's not like... I don't think there's any contract. It's not like Valve's signing any contract. So, yeah. I don't know. Deck Cyborg, you, but I hope so for everyone. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I hope my my family does well, too. Thank you so much, and hope the best for you, too, man. Reddit is a bunch of haters. They are, but that's where I get my information. That's why I'm like, oh, hey, cool, the world's burning down because Reddit thinks so. I'm just kidding. Reddit's just easier to go through than Twitter. Because I can subscribe to, like, certain Reddit places and news and all that, and I can get, like, more of what I want than Twitter. Twitter has become a shit show. Kind of always, a little bit has been. It was monitored, like, maintained and all that. Now it's just like... I am getting more into Twitter, though, but necessity kind of thing. Steam community has been naughty. The Steam community has been naughty. Yes, Gondorian Slayer. Dell Handheld. Oh, God. Alienware. Already there. I can see Alienware. I guarantee Dell and Alienware, they're like, we built the Alienware UFO. Like, why didn't we release it, or at least hold on to it and be prepared to release it when the Steam Deck came out? I bet you they're kicking themselves so hard. I think it would have been a little too early to release the handheld, like the UFO, but that was a slick device. In fact, I would say it looks better, albeit it doesn't have the trackpads. It looks better than Legion. It looks better than this one. I actually really like the Alienware UFO. It's one of my favorite looking devices. Ctanic, is Intel still going forward with GPUs? They are, but we'll see how well they do. And it's not a bad choice. AMD's really killing it with their, because they do consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, AMD. Then you have the Steam Deck and a lot of these portable devices, AMD. AMD is really carving their way out to be the performance value. Okay. Let's exit out of there. Eleanor kicking themselves right now. Well, yeah, 100%. Satanic, would you do a full AMD build for your next PC? That is what I'm building for Susie. So we're in the middle of saving up for it. And there's going to be new video cards dropping with the AMD 3.0 drop, I think, next week. As long as they don't sell out, I think I'm going to get one of those. It's like between their low-end and high-end tier video cards. So instead of her PC being like $1,500 and no like monitor or anything else, I think we're going to spend about $1,500, include the monitor, keyboard, mouse, and all that, because that's where we're trying to hit for our price range for her. Lumkey, I remember people laughing at the AMD APU. Now every company wants their APU. Well, yeah, because in the beginning it wasn't that great, and it got better and better over time, and now it's like an amazing. It's probably the future of a lot of devices is going to be this APU system. As we get better, we'll see. I could see it replacing a lot of desktops too if we can figure out performance and other things with the desktop, because the dedicated GPU is separate, right? I don't know how you're going to get a 3090 into an APU. So Dick Cyborg, that Alienware UFO looks smooth. Wow, super clean. Yeah, let's look at that real quick. So 7 Days to Die works pretty good. We got Cyberpunk. Yeah. So Cyberpunk runs just as, like, it runs around 40 frames per second on medium. Looks better than Steam Deck. If they can get some balancing stuff worked out on the ROG Ally, it will play every AAA title that I've thrown at it so far. There might be one or two that might not, but the deck, people aren't going to like this, but the deck has struggled this year a lot with a lot of games. Some of it is the developer's fault, though. Raichi, and APU graphics always been great. The problem with the A series was the terrible CPU performance. Yes. No, I agree with that. For the most part. Okay, let's I think I'm going to install Resident Evil Remake. Games have struggled to run on PC in general this year. Yeah, they have. I mean, heck, they're not even running great on consoles. The game I played, Deck, been good with me. I know what's my limits and what I want. Lone Key, 100%. 100%. That's the thing. It's not going to replace it. It's not going to be a AAA killer. It's not going to play every AAA game amazingly. We'll probably get there as things balance out in the next few years. I think as we get a little bit better APUs, and I think as the Unreal Engine 5 really sets into place and people are starting to target these handhelds, because there's by the end of next year, I bet you there's going to be like 10 million of these devices between Lenovo, Steam Deck, and everything out there. Why would you not target that? Why would you not target 10 million devices as your entry level for your graphics for your game? That's what I'm doing for my game. My game is going to be able to run on the Steam Deck and ROG Ally at hopefully medium settings. My first game is not going to be very big. The second game, it's a prequel. My first technically my big game is going to be like much bigger, so that will be a harder feat. White will wear off or wear and become dirty faster. Just as a note, the more you play this, the more your oils and goo on your hands and the dead cells tarnish your ROG Ally. For Sabengard. Yes. Satanic, I passed on Last of Us PC and Jedi Survivor due to performance. If Starfield is bad, I'll refund my Steam copy and just play it on the release through Game Pass. I don't blame you, Satanic. The Series S saved this generation? I guess. I don't like the Series S. Oil, ouch. Oh yeah, your hands have oil. Our hands produce natural oils. Gondorian Slayer, Skyrim on Unreal Engine 5. Oh, so amazing looking. be so good. I've seen. Are they? Isn't someone trying to do a remake or something like that? Wolf, there is no talk of the UFO releasing, but I bet you. Well, okay, no talk amongst us. Bet you internally at Dell and Alienware, they're like, "Oh, what are we doing, guys?" Guarantee they're probably scheming something up. True Blue Magic Dude, yeah, Gotham Knights was tough on Steam Deck. Austin Evans said the deck will be good for a while, but it's already showing its age. No, yeah, I've always said this. That I shouldn't say I've always. Last year, I was noticing, I'm like, 2003 is going to be very difficult. And at the beginning of the year, I started seeing some games play fine. I was about to say, this is going to be a good year, but not every AAA title is going to be playable very well. It's going to have to be a two-front system. I think the Steam Deck is going to need to do a performance upgrade in the next year if you want to continue doing AAA. I think the next AMD APU launch, which I think is next year, I think halfway to the end of next year is going to be the next APU, mobile APU that AMD is coming out with. I think if they targeted that, that'd be perfect. I think if they wait any longer is a big mistake and would make me just go to the ROG Ally. Okay, this is how Valve can lose me as a customer, or at least using the Steam Deck as much. If I don't see a new Steam Deck announced at the bare minimum by the end of next year, I guaranteed I'm probably going to be using the ROG Ally, the Legion, or what Alienware comes out with. Just is what it is. Because as we get further along, these devices are going to be able to handle those games a little bit better. Right now, the games that I have on my wish list or on my list play great on the Steam Deck, but I will eventually beat those. We'll see. Just a little bit of a prediction. Probably wrong. Yeah, Red Bull Addict. I'm happy with my Steam Deck. There's nothing wrong with the Steam Deck. And I still, even with having this, I'm probably still going to gravitate to the Steam Deck more for the rest of this year. Starfield, this might get played more maybe next month because Starfield, you know me, I'm a basic person when it comes to Starfield. What was I going to install again? Let's see. What was the game? I don't even remember what the game was. Baldur's Gate. Ooh, the Batmans would be fun to play again. You turn this down. I don't know. I was going to install something real quick and let you guys see it, but I'll worry about that later. We need to end this here in a second. Satanic, I skipped Xbox One generation. I'm currently skipping the Series S and X one right now. As time goes on, maybe I'll get a Series X. I just haven't had a point. Like, they support, Microsoft's doing such a good job of supporting PC. I'm like, keep going. You guys are my favorite right now. Like, keep going. Deck Cyborg, Flamin' Hot Cheetos are good, though. They are so good. I agree with this. Satanic, Series S has been a great as enhanced 360 for me. Well, that's good to know. Awesome. Lumkey, don't eat Cheetos with the Ally. Wow, that's really cool. You got some flames on that Ally right there. That's a flaming Ally. Might as well slap some rainbows on that thing. No, yeah. If you want flames on your Ally, then eat some Cheetos with it. It's a great hack, way to modify your deck's colors. Haripa, just wear gloves for life. Keep it clean. The Black Fiasco. When is a Series X Slim coming out so I can play Starfield? The Series X Slim, probably next year. I think we're going to start seeing slim devices announced sometime in the next 6 months. my prediction, PS5 and Xbox, I could see it. Because I think PS5 is looking at 2005 or 6. I think it's 2006 for their release of the PS6, potentially. Deck Cyborg, what if Valve released new internals that you could install to upgrade performance, like a kit you buy and just replace the board? It would be an awesome... It would be difficult, especially for support and all that. I think it's a good idea. I wish they would do that, actually. But we'll see. Necrosphere, same. I'm happy with my Steam Deck. Just finished hopping into some Warhammer 40k bolt guns. Such a fun game on the Steam Deck. Ooh, I'll have to try it on the Steam Deck. Great to hear, Necro. Satanic. Deck is great for boomer shooters. The deck is amazing for your backlog of like 2000 and older games. Like I've mentioned so many times that I'm sure you guys are tired of, the Persona 5 game is like it's meant for that. It's amazing on the deck. Europe, this is the first generation since I've been gaming since NES. I haven't bought any of the consoles since mostly everything is on PC. I have a PlayStation 5 for exclusives because I really like PlayStation 5 games that are exclusives that they have for story. But I don't play it anymore. I'm waiting. In fact, the Horizon Forbidden West, I'm waiting for it to come to PC. And I'm willing to wait a while because I liked it on the PlayStation, but I want it to be portable. I want to know that I can buy that game and I can play it 10 years down the road. I'm tired of buying games and not being able to play them because they decide not to. And that might change with the new APUs coming out. Lomkey, they're vegan Cheetos, no cheese, I think. It doesn't have to have cheese or not. Vegan, as long as it has dyes in it, you're potentially endangering your ally. You're not an ally anymore. You're an enemy. Your ROG enemy is not an ally. Pepsi Man. Let's see. Wolf, I want to play Pumpkin Panic on the deck. What's Pumpkin Panic? No. Okay, if it's pumpkin, I'm down. It looks like you'd be perfect for the deck. Ooh. Europe, I mostly use my Steam Deck for older games and AA games. Oh, 100%. I think it's good. That's the thing. Here's the thing. I think we can get to a point where these handheld devices can be anything that you want it to be. The developers need to target it a little bit more. I think they'll make more money, honestly. And then the hardware needs to catch up. There's just those two things. That's all we need. Nicholas, do you think the Steam Deck 2 will succeed if it still can't play all the games Windows handhelds can? I think it's going to be a lot harder. The more and more competition's coming in. I think you're going to have your fanboys that are going to like the Steam Deck 2, so it will succeed in that manner. I don't think it's unless they do a good job with the performance side, because they're talking about not increasing performance much, which I think is a horrible mistake. Horrible mistake. Especially with all the APUs we have, there's no reason not to. Just slap a little bit bigger battery into that thing. Just do that. If you're worried about battery life, just slap a little bit bigger battery in it. We'll see though. I don't think the Steam Deck 2 will fail, but I do think they are the stuff they're talking about now potentially is going to maybe allow them to fail. We'll see. Windows. Not once again, if Windows comes out with a really good competitor to the SteamOS like version, then we're talking. Then we're cooking. We're cooking with a really good competitor. Right now, Windows is good enough for like the ROG Ally. Like for me, it's not going to be a huge difference between this and the Steam Deck, except for I think the Sleep Suspend is better on the Steam Deck, but we'll see. Solos, welcome. Hey, still giving out those stands? Man. The stands, man. The stands. I am not giving those out right now. I do think I have a couple, though. Maybe you can get in touch with me and I'll try to get you one. I need to do more 3D printing. I've been planning on doing a 3D printing video for a while. I've just been busy. Oh yeah, Horror Stardew Valley. That's what it was, Wolf. That's right. Yeah, Solo. Wolf is keeping everyone in line. Lomkey, Windows thinking about AI more at the moment. Here's the thing, though. I know this is what you guys are talking about. Windows can do multiple things. It's not a big deal for them to ramp out a team to go build a better UI. They could. They have the resources to do it. And multiple people can work on the same operating system. They already do. They have feature teams. They'll build out different feature sets. There's no reason why they're not. They're just, I think they're a little misguided right now, personally, with certain things with Windows. Albeit, I like Windows 11. A lot of you guys don't like Windows 11. Case in point. I don't think they're doing enough to improve the Windows sphere. Solos, just loaded Windows on my deck. Ooh, nice. Okay. Sorry. Okay, like I said, I'm a little sick. Gondorian AI, Slayer, I don't like AI. Well, that's like the big play right now with all the companies, so I get it. I'm indifferent. I like AI. I use some like artificial, like it's not really AI though, but I use the AI for some of my stuff. Solos, they need to be skin friendly. There you go. Lumpy, don't think is in the future cards. I think there want to make a cloud-based PC and console for everything. You need to make it seamless to PC to PC. Thank you. Bless you. I don't know. We don't know what they're working on. I think they're secretly working on something, though. So, we'll see. I think it'd be silly if they weren't playing. Like, really big misstep if they're not playing with more controller-friendly Windows. They already have kind of stuff like that for the Xbox systems. Solos like launchers for Android. Yes. Nice. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I've said this is going to be an hour. It's been 2 hours. I got to get going. I'm not meaning to cut you off, Solos. I got to go. Was there something I was going to look up before we left, though? Let's see here. Let's do a little bit of cleanup on what's going on right now. I'm not going to unplug that. That's going to cause issues. So, if you guys want to enjoy Starfield with me, I will be posting my play times for the next few days tomorrow, or today or tomorrow, depends. I have to prepare a little bit more for tomorrow, and I have a little bit more work to get done for my interviews. So, I will be getting something out very soon, though. And keep an eye out on Games Revealed as a post, and also social, wherever else. I'll be doing giveaways for Starfield. I will be doing, we can chat, you can help me, do whatever you want. If you don't want it ruined, I understand. I totally understand if you don't want Starfield ruined. But that's up to you. As I'm super excited to play it, and I want to share that experience with you guys. As far as testing it on the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, I am going to be preloading these two devices and my computer for Starfield, and we're going to be playing tomorrow, apparently. So keep an eye out for that. And Fine Smash finally made it. Perfect timing. Yeah, perfect timing. I'm just closing up. I'm sorry. Closing up shop. Eureka, since you have a PS5, are you getting the Portal? Potentially. I will see. Depends about money. $200 isn't horrible. I could maybe save up some money by then. But I'd almost rather spend that $200 on something else. Personally, if I go looking for a PS5 game that I really want to play, maybe. Or else I'll wait for it to maybe be discounted. Maybe they'll discount it in a year. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty good, though. Vine Smash, not my kind of game to play, so I'll watch along. No problem. Oh, I'm so excited for Starfield. So excited. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you. This has been more of a let's talk about the ROG Ally. I think the ROG Ally is an amazing device. I do. I think there's a couple failings that it has. I think it's I really do think it shows the handheld PC gaming world that like wars to come. It's not just the Steam Deck kind of thing. So with that, it's great. I've seen a bunch of new faces, a bunch of the community that's finally. I haven't seen some of you guys in a little bit, so I'm just thank you guys for showing up and saying hi and supporting me. It does mean so much to see all the support. Make sure not to miss out over on Twitch. I'm not streaming tonight, but tomorrow. So put that down in your Rolodex or whatever. And I guess that's more for like context. So put it in your calendar. And yeah, hopefully you're the one to win something. Peace out. Later, guys. Later. LoJack needs to be summoned for tomorrow, Wolf.